What's up, everybody? Tommy here, Math Productions, and this episode is going to move fast, and we're going to cover a whole lot of action, right? So, a lot of the episodes thus far have just been a lot of gathering, purchasing, traveling a little bit, building, and showing off what we've been building. There has been some action going on, especially when we went to the chop shop with the Trackers Alliance, and but this one is really the first episode that, for the most part, start to finish, we are in that action. Main purpose that we're going through all this is we need credits, right? We've been saying that over and over, pretty much from the beginning of this playthrough. To be fair, we'll continue saying it for a while. Eventually, we will be in a position, hopefully, where we have a surplus of credits, if you will, as well as a surplus of means to liquidate into getting more credits, right? Until that point, though, we need credits. So back when we were purchasing resources off-screen for the most recent building that we did at the outpost, we went to that close by civilian outpost, and when we talked to the provisioner there, one, just checking to see what resources they had, but we ended up noticing in their notes for sale, they had a note where you could track down the last location of like a specialty weapon. So that was the first goal of business today. We knew that getting this weapon would also get us a bunch of other loot along the way. So we set off in search of some random, I guess notorious or something, coachman. No lie, this POI is super frequent. At least for me, and all the time that I've put into this game. And I've said before, even in this series, that like exploring POIs is not really my thing. I don't do it that often. So even if from me, you know what I'm saying? Like coming from me to say that like I see this POI all the time, I feel like that's saying something. One thing I do like about it, pretty straightforward. There's always a couple of guys outside. You go inside, there's the majority of the guys on the inside, but they're all pretty contained, and you start out with the high ground where you enter in at, so it's, in my opinion, should never be that difficult of a POI to clear, and we cleared it successfully. So we gathered up all of the loot that we could. I feel like that's a great start, but I feel like we're still going to need a lot more loot. We can't really complete any of the quests. I mean, we could, I guess, a couple of the quests if we really wanted to that are currently sitting in our quest log and our activity log. But I don't really want to do any of those ones specifically right now. So we went ahead and went back to the civilian outpost that's close to our headquarters. And fingers crossed, we were hoping that somebody would have a quest for us. And I love this. It's literally like Preston Garvey in space. And almost every time I go to that civilian outpost, I get some sort of local side quest that needs completed and gets me credits, right? I was literally just trying to scan those bad boys to get 100% on them. And like I thought that they were friendly unless I provoked them. And I knew that like if I shot at them, they would get provoked, but didn't realize that getting that up close to the herd would make them mad. So I do apologize. I am not just a senseless hunter. Not to say that hunting is senseless. Hunting with a purpose is needed, but you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to take those things down, but they got mad. I had two buddies with me. It was what it was. We have now successfully completed side mission number 2 in our journey to get some credits. We'll go ahead and sell what we can to this vendor. So again, like I think it's just like every other vendor, every 48 hours or whatever of I think universal time. The vendors reset, their credits reset. So not only do we have it nearby source of local quests and local missions, but we also have a local vendor outside of our own vendor that we have through our trade authority kiosk at the HQ. So we're getting into a good spot, basically, is what I'm rambling towards, right? Everything is going, for the most part, according to plan. Now, at this point, we had a couple points where it was a little rocky at the start, but maybe it's smoothing out. Hopefully, I'm not jinxing it. But we went ahead and picked up 2 more missions off the mission board at the civilian outpost next to HQ. This one said it was to take out a Varun, and I figured we're getting okay enough level that I was like getting confident that we could take out some like level 14 Varuns like we ran into before. But like, as you guys can see, when I showed up, like it was pirates. So I had to take down a couple of them. I never noticed, and like even through to the end, I never noticed that I got a bounty with the Crimson Fleet. So like, the main dude was dressed as a Varun, took him down, but he went down at first as though he was like an ally. So like, see, like, there's pirates. They're mad, but they're not mad at me. They were mad at me for a moment, but they're no longer mad at me. Maybe it was like Varun pretending they were pirates, or it was they were like, hey, we're trying to leave the fleet and we were joining the Varun, so you don't say nothing about us, we won't say nothing about you. I don't know, but went ahead and cleared out that POI, stopped over at Aquila City so we could pop over to the Trade Authority kiosk, sell away as much stuff as we can, and you'll see there in the lower left hand corner of the screen, we are making progress, right? Just over 20k at this point, and while we're here, we're going to go ahead and check. I don't know, at the Trade Authority. Okay, so I guess there's no further missions. I know we got the Trade Authority mission board at our HQ that we can use, but I didn't know if there would be anything at the actual Trade Authority HQ. Apparently not. We'll stop at the bar, go ahead and grab a couple more missions here. RIP, shop vendor dude. I didn't know this could happen. I thought that all the shop vendors were essential. Apparently, whenever there was the shootout with the hunter, apparently he went down. I would assume that's when he went down, but my man, no one has moved him. He's a memorial to himself right there at the entrance of Aquila City, and his shop is completely unattended. Also means have no access to all the inventory that I would normally be able to purchase there. So double whammy, right? Not only do we lose a good guy, but now we also lose access to a vendor in Aquila City. And I didn't even know that could happen. So if you didn't know that could happen either, let me know I'm not alone in the comments below. But went ahead and now we're pursuing one of the 2 missions that we picked up at the mission board at the bar in Aquila City. And this POI is pretty interesting. I like it so far. I don't think, I could be wrong, I could have maybe been to this one before, not like this playthrough, but in my personal past experience going through. I don't recall it specifically though. So I did definitely have fun getting up into a vantage point with some high ground. I had some good sight pretty much all around the POI, and me, Eric, and Ezekiel were able to make pretty quick work of the outside of this POI. Getting tons of good loot everywhere of all sorts, like notes and weapons and armor and resources. We are gathering some good stuff. Should only be a couple more. There we go. Taking these guys down. I was pretty impressed with myself. You guys are seeing it like all the way through, and not to toot my own horn, and I know that our difficulty is certain sliders too, like both for and against, like my skill, but I was pretty proud of myself not taking an L at any point through any of these quests. Yeah, so that's it. We cleared up all the loot and resources that we could from that POI. Went ahead and went off to this last mission that we've picked up from the mission board. And wouldn't you know it, finishing as we began. Just like I commented the first time, saying I get this POI all the time, we get it for a second time. Twice in one episode, that's pretty rare, right? No, clearly not. You guys are seeing it right here on screen. We've barely traveled POIs overall anyway, and here we are at it again. At least we have the experience and the knowledge of how to get through it, and a fun wrinkle to change it up this time. If you pay attention to the lower left-hand corner of the screen at my oxygen meter, it's quickly depleting, and we still are only on the outside of the POI. Well, I also am out of O2 tanks, so once the oxygen completely depletes from my O2 meter, it's going to quickly fill up red. Once it fills up red, my health is going to quickly drop. And I found out the hard way already. If that happens, my dude will die. So this is a literal race against the clock to try to get these enemies taken down, the target taken down, so that way the mission can be completed, collect up all of the rewards that we can, get rid of all of the items and everything that we're carrying, so that way we can try to fast travel out of the cave. And that is the only way we could have made it, and that is the way we made it. I don't care if somebody wants to say that's cheap and the fast travel and blah 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 immersion. I don't care. It's fun for me. I love it. I hope you're enjoying watching it. And we went ahead and jumped over to New Atlantis because I wanted to go ahead and sell everything that I could at a vendor that had all of their credits available to them. We had so much stuff. Like, we collected so much stuff. Like, so much cool stuff. Look at that. Fire sword. Definitely going to equip that. But at this point, you might be asking yourself, like, why is Tommy doing all these missions back to back to back to back? He keeps saying he needs credit. Is he going to go crazy with building again? And is he just about to buy up a whole bunch of materials, this, that, and the other? What is his goal? Well, I'm glad you were thinking that. In case you forgot, we've been waiting to fill this garage with our very own Rev 8, and that's what we've done. By the end, we ended up collecting about 42,000 credits. So we spent the 25,000 credits needed to get us our Rev 8. And oh, look at little Sluggy. He's dancing. He gave me a flower. But anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please press the like button. It helps out a lot when you do. The same with subscribing to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think. Take care till next time.